Okay, so we are live. And why? Why am I live? It's not one of my regular live streams. Um, I've only got one regular one, and that's not until Tuesday with WandaVision at 8 o'clock. Well, just a little bit ago, I was watching some YouTube, like I do a lot, and David Newton posted an entry for this contest. And when I saw the title, I thought, As the Table Turns. I don't know that channel, I don't think. So I looked at it. I don't have I usually subscribe to vinyl channels just as soon as I find them. I just think that's, a good thing to do. If you're a vinyl community member, you pay that forward by subscribing to vinyl community channels. I don't think everybody does that, but yeah. So I subbed them up. I kind of watched the contest entry video and thought, man, that I could probably do this pretty quick because it was 9:30 when I saw it. So I wrote down the questions real quick, grabbed my stuff, and then set up my camera. And then my phone that's the main reason I'm here, is because my phone is almost dead. So I thought, well, I still got this camera. I don't really like to use this for contests because pixelization I don't think is good. Don't notice it so much with albums as you do with CDs, but hey, it is what it is. So anyway, Carlos looks like a pretty good guy. Got a nice channel, and yeah, gotta show some support for one another. So he looks like he's doing pretty good. This is a 100 subs contest, and I believe he's already up to like 170 some. And so I will link his channel in the description down below. And let's get him up to 200. All right. And in that spirit, I'm going to answer his 10th question first because I think it's the most important one that he has asked. And question number 10 is what new channel with less than 200 subs has piqued your interest? And I think my shout out needs to go to Christian Osorio. And Christian, I don't think he's that new. I think he's been around for a minute. He's been here at least a year, I think. But he's at 114 as far as subs. And I was just watching a contest entry, and he was showing some great stuff. I don't know why. Christian Osorio is a great guy, shows great stuff, and he should be a lot higher than 114 subs. And that's why I wanted to get number 10 out of the way first, because I'm going to put his channel in the description, and I think we need to all sub him up and get him get his channel a little bit better known. All right. So he did ask 10 questions. I've already answered one. I'm going to answer the other 9 now, and then I'll But yeah, we like to push the deadline here. I haven't done it in a while. I've been trying to be better about it, but like I said, I didn't even know this channel existed until about 9:30 tonight, and it's about 11:19. One of my cats getting into something. Yeah. Anyway, so let's jump into this. These questions. So the number one question he asked was, if you were a fighter, what would your entrance song be? And I really think now I'm more of a traditional heavy metal guy. I don't really do modern metal or new metal or whatever they call it. But there is this one band that I really like, and it's Demon Hunter. And this CD is called The World is a Thorn. Let me pull it out of the case so the glare isn't so bad. Here we go. Here's that cover. Yeah, this was the album that I came in on these guys with, and that first song, the first song on here is Descending Upon Us, and that would be the song that I would come out to. It is a killer song. So my first answer is Demon Hunter, Descending Upon Us. And okay, so he said, what 3 songs would you like played at your funeral? Well, one, I hope that's not in the near future, but I'm a Christian, so I'm going to go stick with what I know as far as gospel goes. I mean, there's some great songs from this album. This is the Gaither Vocal Band. It does have my favorite musician of all time, Russ Taff, right here. This is Russ right here. But they all take a lead on the song I'm talking about, and the song I'm talking about is called It Is Finished. Just a powerful song that really kind of takes the worry of all the stuff that goes garbage in life because of what Christ has done on the cross. Then it's finished anyway. The end of the story is known, and that's a powerful message that because Christ has died for me, I don't have to worry about my future. My future's already been taken care of, and wow. That's just so powerful. Another song that I want played at my funeral comes from this album, Petra, Not of This World. And that song is Grave Robber. And I don't know if I got lyrics in here or not, but that song just meant so much to me. My mom died about 4 years ago, about this time. And when I would get on the bus from work to go out and see her at the hospital, I would listen to this song because when she took a turn for the worse, I was having to start getting myself ready. I kind of felt like I was going to lose her. And I know some people don't understand that mentality. They think, well, she still got a chance. But I had to rest that he would either heal her body or he would heal her permanently to him. And so I would listen to this song, and there's this lyric, many still mourn and many still weep for those that they love who have fallen asleep. But we have this hope though our hearts may still ache, just one shout from above and they will all awake. And in the reunion of joy, we will see death will be swallowed up in sweet victory. When the last enemy is gone, from the dust will come a song. Those asleep will be awakened, not one will be forsaken. He shall wipe away our tears. He will steal away our fears. There will be no sad tomorrow. There will be no pain or sorrow. Where is the sting? Tell me, where's the bite when the grave robber comes like a thief in the night? Where is the victory? Where is the prize when the grave robber comes and death finally dies? And man, that song helped me out a lot. Now for the number 3 song, my favorite artist again, Russ Taff, Ain't No Grave, talking about the great resurrection. And it's the last track on this album, the album that I consider to be the greatest of all time. I'll put a link in the description to a Gaither video that he was on, and he did that song, Ain't No Grave. And wow, you'll understand. Watch it and you'll understand. All right, so that's question number 2. What artist, dead or alive, would you want to sit and have a conversation with over a drink or a meal? I'm not. This is actually maybe not so far-fetched. I mean, I'm not great friends with anybody in the music industry, but I've been going to, like I said, Russ Taff is my favorite singer. 3-time Gospel Hall of Fame inductee, multiple, I think about a half dozen Grammy Awards, maybe about 18 Dove Awards, which is kind of like the Christian Grammy, if you would. So he's had a great career, but they've been doing this Russ and Tori Taff weekend every October. Now I think they're moving it back to November, early November. It's been fantastic, and I've been down there about 3 times now, and they're starting to know me a little bit. So I mean, that's kind of cool. And but I would love, and here is a couple of years ago he put out a documentary and a book. This is the book, I still believe, that deals with his being a gospel singer and an alcoholic, and what the struggle of alcoholism did to him and to his family, and how they walked through it. And they did this to try to bring hope and healing to people, to let them know they're not alone, and to try to help them keep going and not give up the fight. And couldn't be more proud of them. And I love this book, and it kind of whet my appetite for, because one thing he did was, because it's such a heavy subject, that he did talk about some of the things that happened to him in his career, encounters he had, and stories and such. And it really whet my appetite. I've got a lot more questions. I'd love to sit down with Russ at some point and just talk to him, because his musical career, I know if you're watching this, you may not think, well, who is Russ Taff? But it was such a significant career. I mean, and he has worked with a lot of people that you would know. I mean, he's done duets with Glenn Campbell and Amy Grant, and just Mark Farner of Grand Funk Railroad. He's performed with him. Just a lot of people. He sang backup. He and Ashley Cleveland, which is a friend of his, they sang backup for John Hyatt once on Late Show. I think it was Letterman. I can't remember. It was one of the late shows. John Hyatt was singing, and of course, Ashley sings backup for him a lot, and she's a brilliant artist on her own. And Russ joined them for a song, and I mean, he's just had such a big career. I would like to know more about the music aspect. I mean, I appreciate his story. In fact, when I was working in a halfway house, and had guys. I had guys on my caseload. I was a counselor at a halfway house, and I had guys on my caseload, and they would talk to me about their fears of dealing with their addictions when they got out of the halfway house. And so I've had like 3 of those guys read this book and about Russ's struggle with alcoholism. And so as much as I appreciate that, I would like to know more about the musical side of his career. Somebody just came in. Adventures with D. How are you tonight? I am fine, D. I am doing good. I'm kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit, though, because I found out about this contest, and my camera's dead. So I had to come on live and shoot this for Carlos over at As the Table Turns. So I don't know, is she still with us or not? Can't tell. Anyway, let's keep going. What is the best driving or yeah, okay, so you are here. Live works. Yeah. When does it end? It ends, he said, at the end of the month. So I'm assuming that's, the end of the month is tonight. I'm assuming technically now that's 3:00 in the morning. If you're Pacific, I'm Eastern, but I don't care. And besides, it's all for, even if I don't make it in time, it's all to promote other channels anyway, show support. But yeah, we're running up on the end of it. Well, I don't know. Maybe you go live right after right after I do. Okay, so what question was I on? What is the best driving or road trip song? And this is probably going to be a weird answer, right? Because now a lot of great driving songs are really upbeat and everything. And I guess this is upbeat, but it's probably not what people are going to think of. But, I'm maybe I should quit throwing out my age so much. But all right, so I'm 54, so that makes me an 80s teenager. I'm going with Abacab from Genesis, and I know that may seem like an oddball pick, but my buddy would come over, Todd Sheen. This is dedicated to you, buddy, because he would come over and I'd jump in the car and he'd have something like Abacab playing. And this makes me think about those teenage days and driving. So we're going to go with Genesis for that answer. Have I got all the? Let's see. When you have the feeling of freedom from the whole COVID thing, what's the first song you're going to play? The first song that popped in my mind was this is a Christian rock band. This is Christian or not, I think this is one of the great rock albums of all time. It's White Heart Freedom, and that's why I picked it. And we can start with you can almost do the whole side one, because it starts off with Bye Bye Babylon and then slides into Sing Your Freedom. That was the song I was thinking of, was Sing Your Freedom. But then Let the Kingdom Come is the next song, and that rocks. Yeah, I could turn this thing up. This is one of my all-time favorite rock albums. Just the band was just so perfect at this point. I mean, and this album, the production on this album just really highlighted everybody that was playing. Tommy Sims would leave after this album to go play with Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. Well, no. It wasn't the E Street Band. He went to play with Bruce Springsteen when he was using a different band than the E Street Band. And Tommy and Gordon Kennedy and another guy whose name I'm blanking on also about that time wrote the theme song to Phenomenon. The Eric Clapton changed the world. And so yeah, this was a highlight album. This was a great album. I've talked enough about that, I guess. What song can you not help but tap your foot, move your head, or full on dance or rock out to? Now, nobody wants to see me dance. Absolutely. But if you play Robert Randolph in the Family Band and the song is Ain't Nothing Wrong With That, I can't help it. My cats probably will need some therapy from what they've seen me do when this song plays. That is an absolute banger of a song. Love this. Robert Randolph and the Family Band. If you haven't heard of them, you need to. They're great. They're great. Yeah, and I've tried before to. It's good that I'm doing this live because I've tried before to do a contest entry and include that song, but I think it got blocked. So, all right, now, oh boy, this is the one that may get me if people watch this later. In the spirit of unpopular opinion, what's a well-known classic you can't stand to listen to? There were a couple that came to my mind. One, there were a couple songs by artists that I love that I thought about using, but I'm thinking maybe I'll save that for a thread later. Artists that you love but have a hit song that you hate. Because there are some artists that I love absolutely dearly, but they've got a hit that I just can't stand. Thought about doing that. Then there was another band that popped into my head that they've got a song that I don't really care for, and but they're so popular. I'm not trying to have a 100 subs contest because everybody cancels me. So I'm not going to touch that one, but this one may get me too. And I love this band. I absolutely love this band. I have everything that they've done on CD except for one. Yes, it's the Mighty Van Halen. The song I'm talking about is Running from the Devil. And it is not because of the subject matter. I know a lot of people would think this is the Christian metal guy, primarily. I listen to everything, but it's not even the lyrics. It is such a slow, plodding song. Running with the devil. And I'm thinking, you can't kick off a hard rock album like that. You need something that's going to at least slap you upside the head. When you put a hard rock album in and crank it up, you ought to go, to me, like the perfect opening song is Megadeth's from Rust in Peace. Wow. Am I really going to blank on that song? I'm going to blank on it. War. Everybody knows the opening song from Megadeth's Rust in Peace. Yeah, that song gets going, but this one just, it plods. It drags, and it drives me crazy. And I would love it if it was left up to me. I'd drop that song off this album, and we would just open with Eddie Van Halen doing Eruption. That to me would make this album, at least take that song and put it in the back, so that, you know, maybe make it the last song, so that you're ready to close it out by the time it finishes anyway. But it just plods. It doesn't. If you're gonna sing about running with the devil, shouldn't you at least, I don't know, be a little bit more upbeat about it? Anyway, does that get all? No, I've got one more. I answered number 10 first, but I still haven't hit number 9, and I forgot to write that one down, but I know what the question was. He was asking, what channel got you started? For me, it was a little different in that, wow, have I really been going? Oh, no. I didn't start till 15 after. So I think, if I remember right, and I'm an old man with old man memory, and I think the first time I even thought about channels like this was when I was watching a guy doing movies. What I was actually doing was looking up how to build a shelf. He had a video. It's DVD Collector 1974, James. And then I saw, he had other videos where he's talking about movies. And I thought, man, wouldn't it be cool if there was something like that for music? And sure enough, I stumbled across Scott Waters' No Life Till Metal. And then from there, I started seeing other guys like Biosite. He hasn't done a video in forever. Farley and guys like that. Some of the guys that were around 4 years ago. Started watching their videos and thinking, man, maybe I'd like to do it. But I think Scott was really the one that I looked at and I thought, well, man, I'd like to do that too. And so that gets all 9 questions. Like I said, I'll put Carlos, and the 10th question was somebody under 200 subs that you and that was Christian Osorio, with 114 that I think he shows great stuff, and I think that he should have more subs than what he does. So when I get through here, I'll put his channel description in the description. And so I'm going to ask Dee if she's still here. Where are you at with subs? Eric's here? Hey, Eric. My buddy, Eric Weinbender. Great channel. Got a lot more than 200 subs. 70. Well, we need to get your channel going too. So I'll add Dee's channel in the description too. Let's work on getting her numbers up. So that concludes the questions. If Eric and Dee want to hang out and talk for a minute, we can do that. I don't know what there is to talk about. A couple nights I'll be talking about WandaVision on Tuesday night, but not a whole lot going on. Looking forward to getting some mail tomorrow. Some new albums. Yeah, I tell you what, Eric, I am so chinged up over this next episode. I don't even know if I'll be able to sleep Friday night. I may have to stay up and catch that finale when I know it doesn't. It drops at 3 a.m. here. I have been waking up on Friday mornings and watching it, but man, this week they did it, man. They hooked me hard. Well, they've been hooking me the whole time, but yeah, I can't wait for this finale. How far along are you guys? Eric, have you gotten to see any of them yet? Yeah, I kind of agree with you. It started. Uh, it felt like it started slow. I was also a little frustrated at first. I was a little frustrated at first with only getting about 35 40 minutes an episode. But then I realized how much I enjoy talking about it and theorizing about it and speculating about it, and started to live with it a little bit better. Okay, so from what I understand, Eric, all right, so we have the finale this Friday of WandaVision. Then I think they're doing some other kind of show, WandaVision special, and I don't know what that is. I think that's the following week, and I think the week after that, then we get the start of Falcon and Winter Soldier. I believe that's what I heard. And I'm trying to remember where I heard it. It might have been on John Campea. I like to watch his. Yeah, post party. Well, and they well deserved post party. I mean, all those actors are so great. I have a new. I liked Bethany. Elizabeth Olsen has got a lot more of my respect now, and boy, hasn't Catherine Hahn. Wow, what she's been spectacular too. Can't wait for that and Loki. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to be doing with Loki, but it looks like I'm sure it'll be wild and kind of unpredictable. Yeah, that made 2020 so much harder not getting Marvel movies. I don't know why they didn't just go ahead and release Black Widow. Yeah, yeah. I need my superhero movies, and it won't be long. I don't know if you guys are interested at all, but I'm kind of interested in seeing the new cut of Justice League. But so I'm kind of geeked about that. And I need to get back to my WB shows. I like to watch those. The Flash is probably my favorite of those. Supergirl got canceled. The young lady that played Supergirl was fine, but sometimes that show got on my nerves. And then Black Lightning could be good at times, and then Legends. I really enjoyed Legends. I kind of you wondered if that was because I've never gotten into Doctor Who, And I wondered if Legends was kind of like Doctor Who with superheroes. I don't know. But I enjoyed Legends. Yeah, great show. Great show. Not excited for it, but I'll watch it. DC both. Strong intellectual property. Yeah. Boy, DC can be kind of difficult to wrap to figure out what's going on there because they do such. I don't know, but I'm a huge fan of their animated stuff, uh, and don't know why they can't seem to get that kind of. Of course, I think they get a little bit of bad rap with some of their movies, but they do. There's usually those spots. Um, but let's see here. I am a Whovian. Totally different. Oh, okay. Yeah, I need to jump in and watch some Doctor Who. I'm probably missing out. Yeah, and it's to me DC. Uh, it was like they were trying to catch up with the MCU and just took some missteps, especially. I keep thinking, and sometimes all it takes is a little misstep to make kind of really crush a movie. Like the whole your mother's name is Marcia or Martha. Mother's name's Martha too. Let's be friends. Whole kind of really. I mean, I thought it wasn't that bad of a movie, except then you got that kind of stuff. Aquaman did a great job with Black Manus, though, straight off the pages. Yeah, Aquaman was really good. The first Wonder Woman was good. I didn't. The second one was not so good. Uh, um, then I thought Shazam was pretty good. Um, yeah, so yeah, Shazam was good. A little bit different. I thought that gave him a one with a little bit of levity. Um, I would suggest there are some great animated flicks out there too. Batman Ninja I thought was exceptional. Uh, let's see. There was another. Oh yeah, Gotham by Gaslight. Batman Gotham by Gaslight was exceptional as well. Wonder Woman, second Wonder Woman, good for 15 minutes. Then yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with Wonder Woman. It had such potential, but it was like they were trying, and even with the marketing, it was almost like they were shooting for a the colors they used in the marketing almost made it look like they were trying to copy Thor Ragnarok a little bit, but um yeah. I mean it's a good character. Shazam is a good character, and I thought they did really well with it. I thought the casting was good on it. Where they go with him from there, we'll see. But uh, trying to be 1984 but failed. Yeah, it just, I don't know. It was, maybe it was just they're having Maxwell Lord. I just, not my favorite character. And the cheetah CGI wasn't the greatest either. But yeah, and then there was just a whole lot of plot. Everybody keeps talking about the scene where they just happen to have a plane sitting out on a, you know, it should have been better thought out. Over the Steve relationship. Get over it, woman. Yeah. I don't see how they can bring them back for another one now if they do a Wonder Woman 3. Stoked for an eventual Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see if will that be will it be Guardians of the Galaxy 3 or Asgardian Asgardian Asgardians of the Galaxy 1? That whole dynamic between Thor and Skylord. Yeah, that was pretty good. I looked at that album yesterday. Almost picked it up. They had it at the dreaded Walmart. I was in Walmart picking something up and looked at the records, and they had it, and I came real close because it was at Walmart. It was a two record set. Record one was the songs that Star-Lord was playing, and record two, record two was the soundtrack. And I thought, well, that looks pretty cool, but I ended up not picking it up. Get the one at Target, red and yellow splatter. That sounds, that does sound sick looking. I mean, it I saw a CD too, and it looked like the tape deck. I've got a steelbook of it around here that looks like the tape deck that Star-Lord had in that first one. Yeah, Guardians. That should be a really good one. I haven't really looked. Let me see something here. Maybe I can. Upcoming Marvel movies. I don't even know. I know that I was just looking at it the other day. You would think I would remember, but with old man memory. So it looks like Black Widow is next. Is this updated? I think it is. May 7th for Black Widow. July 9th for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And I don't know if I'm saying it right because everybody that I've heard saying it on the internet says it differently. Then we got the Internals in November. Oh, I don't even know. I gotta see some trailers on the Eternals because that looks like it could be boring. And then we've got Spider-Man in December, which we now know will be Spider-Man. What was, I saw the title. Spider-Man. It had something to do with home, like all other ones. Hope they release on HBO, Amazon. I hate that Sony is interfering with the Spider-Man story arc and needling their way into the Marvel verse. Yeah, and it's a shame that here we are still dealing with it in 2020. Because that was a problem. That was a problem that occurred in the 1990s when Marvel was going bankrupt and licensing all their properties, and ended up um, getting their rights to all these characters screwed up. And they can't do the same thing. The same strategy they employed to get Fantastic Four back will not work with Spider-Man. Oh, HBO Max. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, I guess I'll have to check that one out too. But yeah, they basically, with the Fantastic Four, what Marvel did was they canceled their comic and just buried them. And I guess I forget who had their rights. It might have been Sony. They just decided. I guess they just decided that they had such trouble getting a decent movie going, because that last one was absolute trash. Absolute trash. I'll usually at least give a superhero movie a chance, and even if it's not perfect, I'm such a comic book geek. I'll usually get a spot on my shelf, and I've actually got that one, but I don't know what the odds are that I'll ever even try to watch that, because it was so terrible. And all this controversy about Michael B. Jordan, and they just don't get it. It's nobody is not wanting him as Human Torch just because they're racist. The fact is that the Fantastic Four came around in the 1960s. Johnny Storm was a blonde-haired kid. Okay? And it was that way. They sold him that way on comic books for 40 years. People who have been long, diehard Fantastic Four fans don't really care, except they just want to see an honest representation of what they've been reading for the last 40 to 50 years. Give Fantastic Four fans one good trilogy, one good Fantastic Four trilogy with the Fantastic Four being close to what they were in the comics. And then you can start playing with them a little bit if you need to. But, there are some characters that probably you can trade them off as far as, what their race is, a little bit more organically than other ones. But yeah, it just kills me. I hate to hear people just killing comic book fans, calling them racist because they want the character that they've seen for 40 to 50 years. And there's time. What I'd really like to see is, I agree with Stan Lee. If you really want more diverse characters, start writing more diverse characters. Quit. To me, it's so condescending to be telling minority people that the only way we can have an interesting character for you guys is to appropriate white characters and give them to you. No, create some great characters that are minorities, and that can be done. In the first place that they need to start doing is they need to start hiring more minority writers, because I wonder how many, if you looked in a lot of these If you looked in a lot of these writing rooms and directors and all that, how many minority people do they have in those positions? Because if you're really going to have a successful minority character, the writer should probably have that be a minority to be able to better express what that character is about. Same way with gender. I mean, if you really want women characters up to the forefront, you should have good, solid women writers. And because they know what they need to, how to, rather than having yeah, exactly. Rather than 90% white men writing stuff for women and minorities. Like mix it up a little bit. Can't tell me there aren't good minority and women writers out there that can. Yeah, Michael Jordan's good, but it also goes to show you how uncreative these people are. Is that he is being talked about to be cast in a new black Superman movie, a Superman that would be from like an alternate universe, and I have no problem with that, except aren't they? We got all right. So he's already been in 2 Marvel movies, Fantastic Four and Black Panther. So every time we have a black character, are we going to call Michael B. Jordan? Can we give some other black actors an opportunity? Wow. War Machine and Falcon are rad. I'm down for them. They did a nod to Goliath and Ant-Man. Yep. Cool. I'm down for a diverse set of heroes. Just leave my characters as they are. Yeah. And I know a lot of other there's another YouTuber out there that I watch and he's a black guy and he will tell you quit giving us appropriated white characters. And I think that there are a lot of good characters out there to be had. Now there are some that I think you could do more organically than others. Like I think Green Lantern. I mean, we've had a couple black Green Lanterns, John Stewart being one of them. So you could easily do a John Stewart Green Lantern movie, and that's easy to do because the story lends itself. But to keep shoehorning these guys into those roles, I don't get it. It's like they just keep changing what is already out there and not pulling for great characters already out there. Better than Ryan Reynolds, yeah. See, yeah, I mean, and that's just the thing. Of course, if you look at the comic book landscape, and I don't buy comic books off the rack. Maybe I'm out of touch. Yeah, I only hear Deadpool from him. I think Ryan Reynolds would like to forget the Green Lantern movie. But yeah, it's like part of the problem that they don't seem to acknowledge is that we really haven't seen great new characters being written. Even Deadpool has got some years on him now. Deadpool would probably be one of the newer superstars, but that could pull a movie. He owns Deadpool. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be hard to some of these actors that have already nailed their roles. It's going to be tough, man, on the next actor behind them. Can you imagine the next actor that gets cast to be Wolverine? That's not going to be fun. The next guy that gets cast as Wolverine better get a hefty paycheck, because I got a feeling that all, unless he's awesome, that that basically he's going to get he's just going to get tore apart. But I don't know. We've had how many Batman now? That Green Lantern was another comic book movie marketed to kids because they didn't think an audience could support a franchise. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't think Green Lantern. I mean, that great character, been around for a long time. Of course, even when I was a kid, they didn't. He didn't always have his own book. He did for a good while, but then there was also times when they put him with Green Arrow. I guess because they're both green. I'm not exactly sure why that pairing makes that much sense otherwise, but yeah, they were both green. Yeah. Um, but then again, I mean, the studios get scared about some of this stuff. Really scared. I mean, Marvel, for everything they've done right, they're just now giving Black Widow her own movie. I mean, really? And because Scarlett Johansson wasn't good enough of an actress to bank on. Because no matter what people say about DC, they still stepped up to the plate and put Wonder Woman in her own movie before Marvel put a woman on top of her own movie. Well, Dee, thanks for coming in and hanging out with us. We'll definitely go over and watch your video in a little bit, and maybe if you feel up to it, 8 o'clock on Tuesday, which would probably, according to this, I think you're Central Time, so you're an hour behind me. So about 7 o'clock, I'll be talking about the past episode and theorizing and speculating on the finale. Scarlet. Yeah. She definitely gorgeous. And but you know what? She's so good. She was so good. She's so good at that role and so believable as a as a as a butt kicker. All right. Well, we'll look for you Tuesday night then. Um, yeah, but and she should have gotten that. She should have gotten that movie long before now. She should have gotten that movie before Captain Marvel got hers. Kind of frustrating. Um, but I do think the Black Widow movie looks good. I think it's going to be a good one. I think that, and I think it'll be a good transition. I just wish they had. I wish they had given her more room, because to have her own. I still have my VHS copy of Lost in Translation from back in the day. Been goo goo gaga for her since. I'm trying to think. I can't remember what was the first thing I've seen in her. How was Lost in Translation? I have not seen that movie, and you'd think I would because I love Bill Murray, and I do think Scarlett's cute and good actress, and you'd think I would. I definitely would have jumped on that movie, but I've heard it's kind of slow. I guess that may be why I haven't. But you have a VHS copy of it, which says that you must have thought enough of it to get a copy. Slow and melancholy, but endearing. Yeah, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Not every movie has to be a punch in the face. Nope. I'm trying to think what else I've seen her in that I really liked her. I've come to think of her mainly as Black Widow. And some of those movies, I mean, she really made some of those movies. I think that I really enjoyed her performance in Captain America Winter Soldier, because just that I like that kind of espionage thriller. They surprised me. I didn't realize they were going in that direction, and they, man, that was a killer movie. Movie is better with a pre-established knowledge of Japanese culture. Well, I may be in trouble there because all I know is what I've learned from Godzilla movies. I'm sure Japan isn't quite getting a fair or accurate portrayal from Godzilla movies. You know, and I just really don't know a whole lot otherwise. Yeah, the only other thing I wouldn't. I think sometimes there's a wrestler, female wrestler. Let's see if I can. And I can't think of her name. It's been a while since I'm not watching wrestling regularly right now, and can't remember her name. But I watch her. She vlogs sometimes. I don't know how much I'm learning from those either. Asuka. That's who I'm thinking about. Asuka. She sometimes vlogs, and she doesn't really speak much English. I think more. I've probably learned more about her struggle when she's over here than I do about Japanese culture. Haven't been to the theater since 2009. Definitely going to end that with Kong versus Godzilla. Yeah, I don't know if I doubt I do. I doubt I do that one in the theater. As much as I would love to, I still have not gotten the vaccine, and with my health risk factors, I'm probably not going to roll that dice. But fortunately, that's going to get a home release at the same time. And one thing I did do was make a nice investment in a really big TV a couple years ago, and got it on sale, and it's big and beautiful, and I think I can. It won't be quite be the same as going to the theater, but it'll be better than nothing, that's for sure. But man, yeah, it'd be nice. I can't wait till we get a little farther into beating this stuff. The numbers look good, are starting to look better anyway, and yeah, to be able to go out to a theater, get a big tub of popcorn, and they had just gotten theaters great where most of them have those big recliners that are so comfortable, and I'll go on a Wednesday late show after it's been out a couple weeks. I should be the only one in the theater. Yeah, and that's the way to do it, man. Yeah, and I've been to a few showings where it felt like I was the only one in a theater, either on a really early matinee or something like that. Yeah. So, are you I think are you a Kong guy or are you a Godzilla guy? I'm Godzilla all the way. Maybe I know Kong is more the American monster, but yeah, I'm definitely a Godzilla guy. And what's funny is Godzilla wasn't even really my my introduction to kaiju. I got hooked on kaiju watching Ultraman, which I would absolutely go nuts if they ever made a really good theater release for Ultraman. Kong edges Godzilla. What's this? I always go to weekend late shows, talkers, and loud food eaters ruin movies. Yeah. But yeah, I'll definitely be on the other side rooting for Godzilla. But yeah, I mean, I'd give anything for a really good Ultraman. Oh yeah. Yeah, I love your posters. Those are some killer stuff. I like the Universal monster stuff. Don't you have? I think you have the Mummy hanging up in there too. I always like that the cover for that as well. I like everything hanging up around here. Seems a little scattered at times as far as just music guys, Godzilla, Star Wars, and Dolphin stuff hanging, and but yeah, I definitely know that as I get a little farther into the month and get some of these contests done, that I definitely want to do a Godzilla collection video. I probably should do one of those real close, maybe just even a kaiju collection video, real close to the release of King Kong versus Godzilla. Yep, fridge is covered in many movie poster magnets too. Yeah, old B movies, sci-fi flicks, and Universal monsters. All that stuff's awesome. And Yeah, maybe. And maybe we should think about a Godzilla or a kaiju live stream at some point close to, I guess it's Godzilla versus Kong this time. Because we got some guys. I know we got some guys in the VC, though. I know you and me, and then Farley. Farley is the first one that comes to my mind as far as guys that love this stuff. In fact, I just sent Farley some other nerd stuff. Stuff that I should have sent him a long time ago, but just now got around to it. Well, how about this? Normally sitting close to me is Aretha. But tonight, look who we've been blessed with. There he is. There's Jake. How you doing, buddy? Huh? You ought to be happy you got some wet cat food. That's what you live for, isn't it, buddy? Yeah. Yeah, normally he is not one. Usually that's Aretha's spot. She's my shadow. She's the one that's always. Is that Jake from State Farm? Oh, I tell you what, he needs to be. He owes me some State Farm money for room and board. Oh shoot, man, that would have been awesome to see, especially if you two could have got some footage together. Oh man. Hopefully the days of COVID ruining stuff are going to come to a close here soon. But yeah, that are you all that far? How far apart are you guys? You would think I just sent him stuff. I would remember what his address was. I know he's down south. And I've actually have tried to put together a map and pinpoint where some of you guys are. And because I'm terrible at geography. But I like maps. South Carolina, he's Georgia. So yeah, not very far apart. Unless you're on like each on opposite ends of the state. I guess it could be a little bit of distance. But yeah, I was in Atlanta for a while. Very brief. About a year. And it was okay. But had to come back home. All right. Well, Eric, Comic-Con is in my town, I think less than 2 hours from him. Oh, well, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. But I think I'm going to wrap this up tonight. I'm getting a little tired. Just about the time Jake decides to get on camera. Jake. He and I we had some fun the other weekend. I had a mouse get in here and he was sitting on the kitchen counter, and I grabbed Jake and put him up on the counter, and oh my gosh, I guess Jake thought I was either gonna, because usually when I put him on the counter like that, he's either getting a flea treatment or medicine, which is usually a squirt down the throat or a drop. I have done eye drops. I've actually got video of that on this channel, but he couldn't. I guess when I picked him up, he couldn't think of. He was worried. What am I getting ready to do to him? He wasn't thinking about a mouse. I had to pick him up 4 times, and the last time I finally thought, if I don't get him this time, that mouse is going to run. So I held him real tight, and I could almost feel the switch go off in him when he locked on to that mouse. And yeah, he locked onto that mouse. I let him go. He ran, and I stepped back because I'm not wanting to get in the middle of this, especially if that mouse starts running. But no, he snatched that mouse up, and he's got some serious skills. All right, buddy. I am going to get off here. It's getting kind of late here. And I'm trying to keep I've got my sleep somewhat together. So I'm going to try to keep it that way. So, but love that you came in and we got to talk. And yeah, we'll have to do something together sometime soon. So have a great one, buddy. And I'll see you soon.